So gentlemen, here we are at Polokwane, and we're waiting, of course we're waiting for the sky to clear. But it's lovely to see you both here. Rikus, how many air shows have you done?
Good morning, Ethel, and all the viewers on African Pilot. I've done around about 200 or so. It's been a long way since 1989, I think. Started off with fly-ins and so on, and it became a little bit more complex. And at the end of the day, we sit with air shows like we have them today.
And Hose, how many have you done?
I was afraid you'd ask me that question, Ethel. I started in 1984, so this year it's 40 years of air shows. I've done a couple, but I can't tell you how many.
And what's your thoughts about the weather?
Well, if you ask me, Ethel, it's quite foggy at the moment. The cloud base is low, it's about 300 to 400 foot, and it's clearing from the east. Some of the pilots are already inbound. They're waiting at warm baths, where there's also a tail dragger fly-in. And we'll give them a call as soon as weather clears. We think it's quite safe to come in, and Francois can maybe just talk about what we've done in the meantime to adjust the program and the briefing.
There are a couple of blue holes coming through, and I hope for the organisers' sake, they put in a hang of a lot of effort, and I hope it goes well. We've already moved the program on by an hour to accommodate for the weather. Fortunately, the show ends fairly early in the afternoon, so we can let it slide for an hour or two.
We're just filming some of the atmosphere here at Polokwane as the clouds are dissipating, allowing the aircraft that are going to be in the show to come in. And unfortunately, it's just delayed the show by about an hour. So instead of the briefing taking place now at 9, it's been put out to around about 10 o'clock. But that's just to get some of the atmosphere at the show. Here we are at Polokwane, standing in front of the BK117, and we're speaking to none other than the flight engineer on this particular aircraft.
The helicopter is a BK117, stationed in Port Elizabeth, 15 Squadron Charlie flight. We operate from Eastern Cape side.
And how long did it take you to fly all the way from Gqeberha, now Port Elizabeth, or Port Elizabeth, now Gqeberha?
No.
How long did it take you to fly here to Polokwane?
We actually didn't come here straight. From Gqeberha, we went to Pretoria for inauguration, and we stayed in Pretoria until we came over this side on Wednesday.
And the distance from, let's say, Port Elizabeth, Gqeberha to Pretoria, how long did that take you?
From Eastern Cape, Gqeberha to Pretoria, it's about just over 4 hours, because from Gqeberha to Bloemfontein is about 2.5 hours, and then roughly 1.5 hours to Pretoria.
And from Pretoria to here?
From Pretoria to here is about 1 hour 20 minutes.
And do you always fly with the pilots on this particular flight?
Yes, sir. What we do actually is, our machine is precisely for single commander pilot, and without flight engineers, in most cases they cannot do an operational flight. They only do airfield to airfield without an engineer.
Amazing.
Yes.
And how long have you been in the Air Force?
I've been in the Air Force since 2007.
Right, this is just another general overall scene while we're waiting for the weather to clear. And as usual, has become accustomed at air shows all over South Africa today. This is the sort of flea market area, and we're seeing what people are doing nowadays. Just look at the amount of motor cars that I'm bringing up on the screen now that are for sale from various motor dealers, all here in Polokwane. I'm speaking with Robin and Brian, and I'm going to ask Robin just to say a few words, because he's the show organizer.
Well, it's always a great pleasure to have you guys all at Polokwane. It's a lovely day. The sun is coming through the clouds. We've got an awesome lineup, and we've got some of the greatest and the best who are coordinating, organizing, Capital Sounds guys giving us the best sound, and we're just going to have an awesome day.
So there are air shows and there are air shows. And when I say there are air shows and there are air shows, I mean it most sincerely when I say that from the day, the first call I received from Robin Tapinos, my friend for over 40 years, that he was organizing an air show and that he was going to pull out all the stops. Well, he did. We arrived here, the terrain absolutely immaculate. In fact, I smiled and thought that this guy does air shows on a weekly basis. The welcoming that we had, the reception that we had, a springbok on the spit, absolutely delicious. We have the most desirable accommodation, everything. It's very difficult not to tick all the boxes. So Robin, to you and your team, and that's everybody at the Moths, well done, and it's time to shake your hand and wish you well personally, and wish you well for a great show. And thank you for what you are doing for the people of this region and promoting aviation in such a positive way.
Thank you very much, Brian. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. And what we do on a daily basis is 5-star for everybody. Nobody's excluded. And Capital Sounds and all your team, thanks for gracing our skies.
It's so lovely to see some of the pilots here. And of course, one of the most famous pilots in the back there. Thank you for being here. Okay, so Grant, first of all, you flew in yesterday in what?
L29, and it was a lovely flight, quick flight from Middelburg, 20 minutes, perfect weather, and we're hoping the weather improves this morning.
And Juba, when did you come in?
I've arrived this morning. It came from the west, the Botswana border. This way the weather was a bit down on the ground, but otherwise it was lovely. Yeah, we had to go low level, below the cloud.
So Andrew, you flew in yesterday as well?
I did, definitely yesterday afternoon, 1 hour flight from Rand Airport in my lovely Extra 300. And we were treated superbly last night by the hosts. And we're just waiting for the weather to open up so we can get the show on the go.
So Colonel Segrist, when did you get in?
We've just arrived about 10 minutes ago from Potgietersrus. Due to weather, we had to land there en route from Warbird to here.
And what helicopter were you flying?
No, Pilatus PC-6, a fixed wing, and we just here to do paradrops with the task force.
And Andre, I saw your gyrocopter on the back of a trailer yesterday on its way here, but I didn't see you. Where were you?
I had some work requirements or work stuff I had to finish off, quarter end and those type of things, all financial stuff. So I had to do some work, but the aircraft's already built and we're ready to fly.
And I saw you take off this morning. Did you just go and do an airfield inspection?
Airfield inspection and a test flight.
That's absolutely wonderful. And to all 5 of you gentlemen, thank you for everything you do for general aviation and air shows in particular. We love you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you to the hosts.
It's not every day that we have the opportunity to speak to spectators, and in this case, these are good people that arrived here very, very early this morning, and I'm very impressed with the way that everybody has already found seats and they're all seated here. The sun's coming out, so it's going to be a good day. So sir, you were here since 8 o'clock this morning?
Yes, sir.
And what is it that you've come to see?
We came to saw the air show. It's been a while since we had it here in Polokwane. Quite excited, really quite excited for it.
Now yesterday you had the opportunity to see the Griffin.
Yes, actually I was at work and I heard it coming in, and when I went outside I just saw it when it went up and dropped a bit of flares. It was.
So do you know why they dropped those flares?
Well, it's to evade bombs and stuff when it's in action.
It's to evade missile attack.
Missiles, yeah, well.
So the missile, a heat-sinking missile,
yes,
will lock onto the flare and not the aircraft.
Yes, sir.
So it's a deterrent.
Yes.
I'm here at Evans Aviation, and believe it or not, they've come all the way to Polokwane to exhibit what they do. So without any further ado, tell me what you got in your hand and what do you do, guys?
All right, so we brought some more headsets in. We got more dealerships. So these are made by Raytalk. These are the 400 series. This would come with the A&R, Bluetooth and noise cancelling headsets. They're carbon fiber and they only weigh 200 grams. Seen as quite a lot of manufacture of headsets are pulling out of South Africa, like Bose. The market is open now. So we decided to bring these in, and they're selling like hotcakes to the flight schools and a couple of the pilots, especially in Omelo and up north.
And when did you come up for the show?
This morning we left home at about 2 o'clock. We got here at about 6.
Oh, that's lovely.
And this is the Pilatus quarter, the police quarter that's starting up to go and drop jumpers. Standing here talking to Grant Timms, and he's standing in front of this beautiful L29 that belongs to Richard Lovett from Middelburg. So Grant, your flying time from Middelburg here to Polokwane?
It was very, very short, Athol. 24 minutes total time from airborne to touchdown, and burnt just over 480 litres of fuel.
And Grant, how many hours have you got in this particular airplane now?
Oh gosh, I reckon it's close to about 15 hours on this particular machine. L29 in total, I've got over 100.
And total time in your life?
I'm sitting at 3,200 hours.
Okay.
On average, 3,233.
And how much of that's on jets?
Coming up 140 odd hours on jets.
Okay.
Turbine, 1,300 hours on turbine.
On PC6s and...
negative, no, on Atlas Angels.
Atlas Angel?
I did a lot of the time on Atlas Angel. I did 1,000 hours on Atlas Angel.
Okay. And I mean, I've flown the L29. It's a beautiful aeroplane. How are you finding it?
I love the 29. She's a sweet machine. She reminds me a lot of a Vampire. And she's very, very forgiving comparing to the L39. Seen that I've flown both, and it's a nice displayed aircraft, underpowered, but you can work your energy management well. Yeah, I'm very privileged to fly these type of vintage Warbirds, especially the vintage classic jets. Very, very privileged.
So the task force support all the various services, including these guys.
These men are on duty 24 hours out of every 24. They face dangers at every turn, expecting nothing less. They protect the people of South Africa. These are the men of SWAT. Beautiful. 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 Both parachutes on the ground. Here now is that Swiss Pilatus 336. After he was there, he saved his life and he rescued the helicopter. That is the Canada. Our members take 2 years in order to qualify. They undertake of the toughest training that one could ever see. They are trained in parachuting, in hostage release. They trained in rope work, water work, in a wide variety. They risk their lives on every call out. Their training is of the best, of the finest, and these are the faces of the people that protect the citizens of South Africa. What is it like being a Taki?
We're very proud to be the task force. Firstly, as you just mentioned, it's a very tough training, firstly, to get into the task force. But once you get into the task force, you become a very proud member of the SAPS. We are very proud, and we are happy to always come and do such things. My specialty and my passion is parachuting. So whenever I'm doing the parachuting, I feel very honored.
What height did you jump from?
From what height did you jump?
Yeah, we were 6,000 above ground. The cloud cover was on 2,500. The jump was very good and all went well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Blue sky!
Over 180 kilometers an hour. Carries a 72-liter fuel tank and it demonstrates flying sideways. Even a tree is flying sideways.
Welcome to everyone, welcome to you all, and a special welcome to all the residents of Polokwane, and especially to all the aviation enthusiasts. Our program is going to be short. I'm going to hand over now to our premier, Dr. Ramatuba, to give us the address for the day and over to you.
Thank you very much to the chairperson of our board, who is also a program director, the executive mayor of Capricorn District Municipality, a worship councillor Tifo. On behalf of the executive mayor of Polokwane, Councillor Shivambo, my MECs who are here, it's a good sign that this air show will continue on an annual basis. First, it's an honor for me to come and officially open this air show. We must all remember that the last time we had a show of this nature, if I'm not mistaken, could be 2017. And as Limpopo government, we want to thank everyone who has been involved. We are also saying as Limpopo government, this air show will also bring all of you together. I'm very proud, my MEC, especially the MEC for transport and community safety, who's responsible for this sector, that I'm seeing the Rainbow Nation, Limpopo citizens, black and white, Indian and colored, Bavenda, Batonga, Bapedi, all of us together celebrating this day. If I start to explain to you how beautiful Limpopo is, I will need 2 more hours. But what I can tell you is that work with us. Let's turn Limpopo around. We are tired of our young people to be on N1 to Gauteng. People must come to Limpopo because Limpopo will be a province of choice. Halala Limpopo, halala. Thank you.
We'll be approaching for the aircraft approach.
Yeah, when I was in Atlas practice, we did some work on
And how's that? Back out of the aircraft. And listen to that propeller. And he's got it holding, and he's holding it, he's hovering it. Have you ever seen an airplane hover? There it is. Right, here we go. He's going to do it a little bit more gently. He's going to put it on, and he's doing an half-edge spin. And he's got it back into a roll again, back into the box. This man is incredible. Let's hope he's going to do a stall turn now. There we go, doing some rolls. He should do a stall turn. Or maybe not. Okay, he's done a pushover, so he's done a negative pushover to show you what it's capable of. So it's a 4G negative push. And he does a flick, what we call a snap roll, and he's into an half edge. Watch this. He's going sideways.
En die schiet er weer into a stall turn. There we go. Aircraft.
All different types of aircraft. He received his wings in the South African Air Force in 1988, being selected by South African Airways in 1997. Being crowned SA Aerobatic Champion in the intermediate category in 2020, he rates as his aviation achievement. Johannesburg on the East Rand, and look at the beautiful colors of this aircraft. 2 weeks ago, he flew this aircraft in Maputo at the air show there. Now this is the L29, and he recently did his conversion for the L39, which is the follow-up model. There you have it. That's a banana car. Photographers can get their cameras ready. They're going to do a head-on rolling switch play. Here we have the vertical twister. Followed by line abreast, followed by wing over. Line abreast loop. They're waving at you. Wave, folks, give them a big wave. They're concentrating there and they're waving at you. So wave back at them.
All the Hawk aircraft to the first. First aircraft,
As we look out to a 10 o'clock position, see him just over the tower, turning in.
Ubona unakataweza yona great confederation. Habari ayona yona na
What goes close? 90 horsepower. Maximum speed 310 kilometers an hour, and if we look straight ahead, we see the two helicopters approaching us. BK117. Country of origin is Germany and Japan. Powered by 2 AVCO Textron Lycoming engines, powered 550 shaft horsepower. Carries 720 kilograms of fuel with long-range fuel tank. The BK117 can take 10 passengers. Engine size down 1900 feet a minute. Excellent. There they show the capability of flying sideways. Looking at the helicopter on the left is the Gazelle and the right the BK117. Doing aerial ballet. Once more, demonstrating the maneuverability of these 2 helicopters. Helicopter on the Olympic Cup with the Gazelle, 6 years Millionaire. And the instrument has no axle, this is the GFR Indian steerer, but on the little bit to Delta, and the 6 years. Terkeraai neer vorentoe, take-off klompie. Waarom nie heeltemal klompie, maar abilities and its limits to be able to keep within the safety zone. Doing a very, very good show. Rises up from behind the trees, straight ahead, approaching us head on. Over there and move off to his left. Looking at you, give him a wave. Say thank you. Thank you, Major Corridor Officer. There he bows to you. Wave at him. For this event. Give us an applause. Applaud the organisers for a very successful air show. You carry a good way.